Hello all signs, welcome to a collective reading for the first 1 to 2 weeks of January 2025. And yeah, it's going to be a journal one, so please take what resonates and discard the rest. Hope you've all had a lovely festive period. It is now the the day after Boxing Day here in South Australia. And yeah, so, if something doesn't resonate, let it go, because this is a very general reading, okay? It's going to be for maybe a portion of the collective, a large portion, a small portion, not really sure, okay? And yeah, let's call on the beautiful high frequency archangels, ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, all of those beautiful high frequency energies that are around us at the moment, as well as our higher selves and our multidimensional selves, okay, to assist us with this reading. Spirit, what we're really asking for today is what we most need to be aware of at this time, okay, and things that we need to know, something that we need to be aware of. So let's just see what's going to jump out here. And the first card is going to be things that are currently influencing us. Okay, we're going to grab, wow. So our current influence we have here is the Ace of Pentacles. So there are new energies coming through, okay? There are new things that are being manifested. There are, there are lots of new beginnings. Okay, so this is really positive for us. And often when things start anew, okay, there's that aspect of change to it, and that can be a bit challenging, all right? So this is what we're under the influence of the moment, at the moment. Things are starting anew and they are shifting and changing, I believe, but for the better, okay? Now, our next card is going to be, if there is an obstacle, what's the nature of that, and what, and how are we experiencing that, okay? The moon. So the nature of this is that within us, okay, we have a subconscious, we have deep aspects, okay? So it's literally the things that are very deep-seated that we've been conditioned into, like our beliefs. Maybe there are traumas or deep upsets that we are holding on to. There can be outdated and outmoded beliefs, values, and things that we're still acting on that could be, posing a bit of a challenge for us as we face these new energies. Okay, so I think many of us are feeling that we are going through a release of stuff that doesn't serve, but that can be a challenge to us if we're finding that process difficult. But there's so much positivity on the horizon, okay? Let's just keep going. And this is an energy now of something that's sort of, held in potential. And this is, like potentially, this is what we are dealing with in our subconscious, many of us. Okay, so Spirit is drawing us to to this idea that if within our beings we are sensing any feelings of lack, or of that we are victims, or that we don't need to ask for help, or that we are, whatever, like in a bad way. Okay, Spirit's sort of saying that even this type of energy has potential to shift and change and to be healed. Okay, and this is this is probably the nature of some of the subconscious stuff here, just as explained by the moon here, that we are needing to let go of. Okay, so what's recently transpired this is awesome, is that we've got some clarity on this. Okay, many of us are understanding the truth, like where these things are actually coming from. Our perceptions of lack and all of that are coming from conditioning or past ideals and values where we have felt as though we need to do A, B, C, and D in order to be worthy or valuable or valued or even loved. Okay, a conditional type of love here. But I think we're getting to the truth of the matter now, because Spirit's sort of saying to us, many of us have understood that we've been under the influence of some BS here, and that we have the ability to really let go of that and just really sense and feel into our light being. Okay, that we are light beings, that we are source beings, that we are connected to source at all times. Okay, that's one little take on that in terms of clarity. You might have other ideas for yourself in terms of what this card means. If we're talking about personal clarity, personal truth, getting to a greater sense of insight and spiritual alignment, okay, and also with your communication. You know, I think many of us are now being choosy as to what we say and who we are speaking to, okay. This is a card now of, you know, what's just happened or what is happening, and we are, Spirit's saying we are in the process of empowering, or we are waking up to our inner power here. And this is spiritual power, okay? It's that ability to feel passion and source connected, connected to our drives, to what interests us, and to our individuality as well, okay? That is really awesome there. And the interesting thing is that the King of Wands does look to the past a little bit. So it's Spirit's also saying that, you know, what's happening at the moment is that, okay, we're reflecting on the past. Okay, we're looking at all of our deep stuff here that's been holding us back. Okay, we're looking at all of those subconscious things that are held in our subconscious. Okay, but even despite that, we are still, by getting to an understanding and getting some clarity around that, this is what's going to empower us. Okay, because we can see that we are no longer held by those things, okay, by those, I guess, unhelpful beliefs or values, okay, even behaviours and ways of behaving, thinking, feeling, okay, anything that we feel has been holding us back there. So this is what's ahead of us. And that is the Three of Wands. And it's that we are going to step into even more so this feeling of accomplishment, okay, that we have accomplished a lot, and we are going to be giving ourselves a pat on the back, okay. And we also have this beautiful high frequency realm that we are literally going to step into, like this beautiful high frequency, and this is right next to this card here, like the new opportunity, okay. So Spirit's really helping us to be aware that we are going to come into a recognition of just how much we have achieved and all of the wonderful, amazing things that we have done. Okay, and we are going to have this feeling of like, yeah, we're going to be ready. So currently, wow, this is our current position. Okay, our current position here is that we are feeling more into our freedom. We are feeling more into this beautiful balance of clarity. Okay, that our external reality is really an internal, a reflection of our internal reality and our, you know, our healing and wholeness here. And this is a soul. We are coming into a greater awareness of our soul, and this is like a new, beautiful timeline here. This is just awesome. I really like this reading. So this is some external influences. Okay. So with these new energies that are coming through, it may, I guess, cause us to feel as though there is some new things that we're needing to learn, some new concepts and ideas that we are needing to take on, but we are passionate about that, okay? This thing, it's literally like the, you know, this new pentacle here, this new beginning or the new energy. We are going to be, you know, holding that in our hands metaphorically, and we are going to be gazing upon it in, you know, in wonder and awe, and really feeling like, yeah, that we are grounded. We might feel that we are new to some of this, to some of the things that we're going to be witness to, that we're going to hear about and see or whatever. We're going to feel like, you know, maybe we're going to feel like it's definitely a new thing, okay. But, you know, hopes and fears, yeah, we're wanting emotional fulfillment here. But we might also be concerned that the things that gave us what we thought was emotional fulfillment in the past might not necessarily be those things that are going to give us the emotional fulfillment in the future. Okay, there may be some that may shift and change. So, but we're certainly going to be tuning into our emotions here. Okay, and we are still wanting to have, you know, emotional fulfillment, which is just awesome. So this is the culmination. Wow, what a card to culminate with. Final outcome or the result is that we are shifting timelines. This is the Chariot, very powerful, moving forward with an awareness of spirit, like our spiritual connections, our soul, okay? And also this balance of yin and yang, you know, positive, negative, projective and receptive, you know, having a really strong sense of balance, a strong sense of being grounded, but also connecting to spirit, a strong sense of our inner body, but also our etheric and our light bodies here. So that's just beautiful. The bottom of the deck is, you know, advice from spirit. And this is about taking care of our energy. Okay, it's about just being, you know, sustaining ourselves as well. Okay, and it's also about gratitude, being grateful for what we do have. Okay, and I think this thing of gratitude is sort of interesting because we have this idea here of, you know, this idea of how do we value ourselves. Okay, and if it's like we have to tick 5 or 6 boxes in order to feel valuable or loved or worthy, you know, those things, you know, may or may not be connected to, you know, what we are actually grateful for. Or maybe there's some simple things here that we need to be grateful for. Okay, so our idea of, you know, what's an ideal life, even our idea of empowerment, our idea of, you know, emotional fulfillment, and our idea of what, you know, this true balance of freedom and responsibility, what that actually means. Okay, maybe that's going to be shifting and changing here. And it could even be simplifying. I think Spirit's, that word's just jumped in here, which is the simplification. Okay, so maybe our lives will become more simple, but to good effect, because we are moving into empowerment. Okay, and we are releasing a lot of subconscious things that have been sort of, I guess, confusing us to some extent, distracting us. Okay, and sometimes they are those things that we've held on to that have been holding us back are actually the ideas, beliefs and values of others that we grew up with. So, you know, as children, we may have adopted the beliefs and values of our parents or our siblings, just because that was the only thing that was sort of energy that was in the air. But maybe, you know, in essence, we have other beliefs and values, or different beliefs and values other than those. Okay. So to clarify today, I have, on my holiday travels, I picked up a beautiful deck of Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Bradley Valentine. I really love these cards. They're awesome. Let's clarify the Four of Pentacles. Thanks, Spirit. So this idea of gratitude, simplification, and yeah, we'll get some more hints here. We'll just see what's going to jump out. Or I might just, if nothing jumps, we might just grab a card. These cards are very sizable. Okay, so that one's flipped. Okay, so here we have King of Earth. Okay, so generous, professional, okay, responsible and practical. Okay, and underneath there's another message here. So this is to clarify the Four of Pentacles, which is interesting, both earth energies. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. The Midas touch. Okay. So this is about, you know, just even if things are simplifying, it's about really honing in on the things that you value, that are literally like treasures, that are precious to you, that are like, you know, like gold. Okay. And that might be certain feelings. You know, it might be like a hobby that you do that takes you into a beautiful, peaceful zone. Okay. That might be something that's really valuable to you. Okay. As an example, right? It's something, it's not necessarily that you're going to make lots of money from doing this, you know, that's going to create this feeling of wealth and abundance here. Okay. You know, But yeah, that's interesting. Let's clarify the Five of Pentacles, because that's a little bit of a thorn in our side there at the moment, but it has given us wisdom. Okay, we do, you know, we do give thanks to all the cards in the tarot because they all have light and dark in them. Okay, and this is how we obtain the wisdom and how we come into a greater realization of our wisdom and our depths through experiencing the challenges. Let's clarify the Five of Pentacles. Thanks, Spirit. We just want something to kind of pop out here. Oh. Okay. You know what? I'm actually going to turn the deck because I feel like that might help. But these cards are almost a little too big for my hands. Okay. Five of Pentacles does not want to come out, which is kind of symbolic because it's like, you know, many of those subconscious things can be very hard to shift, okay? Any habits or, you know, even addictions or attachments, ego attachments, even perhaps, you know, fears or, you know, if we're wanting to make changes in life and we're finding that really difficult, okay? This can be because of subconscious, deep-seated conditioning. Wow, this does not... Okay, I think we might have to stop shuffling now, Spirit. I'm just going to cut the deck because I can't... Interesting. Right, so we have fire. Let's look at this. 10 of fire. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance. Stress-related health matters. Oh, stress-related health concerns. Okay. So, Spirit's saying that if you feel like you're out of balance, you know, this energy can be about being out of balance. Okay, it can be about overworking. It could be about stress-related health matters. So, you know, stress is felt in the body. Okay, so it's kind of like saying if you feel that you are, you know, this, for example, the idea of overwork, and use your discretion and your discernment when I'm speaking about these things, because it depends on your situation, okay? So sometimes, for instance, workaholism or overworking or feeling like you have to be high-performing all the time or things like that, that could be a subconscious tendency. Okay, if you find that you push yourself a lot, maybe there's a lesson in that, okay? Now, having said that, of course, if you really enjoy what you do and you enjoy pushing yourself and to achieve more and to transform or whatever it is, then of course, you know, I'm not saying you need to look at that and maybe stop it. Like, I'm not saying that, okay? But like I said, use your discernment. This is about stress, okay? Notice where your stress points are. That could indicate maybe some areas that you like to work on in your subconscious, or maybe some beliefs or values. It's literally just like asking yourself a question, like, you know, going into some quiet time for yourself and just sitting down with a pen and paper, just going, you know, now this thing that I do, that I whatever, I wonder where that's coming from, or where could that possibly come from if it's not something that I've made up, right? So it's about doing the subconscious work there. Right, let's quickly clarify the moon as well. But, you know, this is, I really love how, that is actually a phoenix bird or a dragon there. I think it's a phoenix. So I really love these cards because I've got some great images on there. And as we know, the phoenix rises from the ashes, right, with new life, okay, which is what we are doing. Let's, I'm going to cut the deck and grab a card for the moon now. Put that on underneath. Okay. 3 of fire. Okay. It says, this is like the center here, abundance. Okay. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. 3 of fire. The interesting thing is, you know, it's all positive from here. Okay, and right next to that we also have the Three of Wands, which is the same, Three of Fire. Okay, so you know, making some long-term plans, and things are going to be looking positive. They're going to be looking up, and looking up, out, and awesome. Okay, let's clarify the world. Let's see if we can't get something to jump out here. Okay. Lovely. Okay, once again, I think I have to decrease the size of these cards so that they can actually jump out. The world is clarified by the Ace of Air. Beautiful unicorn energy here. It says, brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. Yeah, and that's what we were talking about when things start anew. This idea of change can be a bit of a challenge, this idea of transformation. But there's a lot of positivity in this card, okay, because it's talking about brilliant new ideas and inspiration, okay. So I think we are, you know, we're ending a cycle, we're starting a new cycle here, we're stepping through that portal, and we are ready to face the challenges, and we are feeling the spirit around us, and we are being inspired, okay. Let's clarify the Page of Pentacles now. Thanks. Clarifying the Page of Pentacles. And once again, I'm going to have to cut the deck. Page of Pentacles, Seven of Fire. Wow. We've had 3 fire cards pulled out to clarify. So this is about spirit, inspiration, okay, and really tuning into the potential that we have. So this Seven of Fire is defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. So this is about defending your right to be your authentic self, to be inspired, to learn something new, to you know literally be yourself. And the Seven of Wands, of course, in the Rider-Waite deck is, you know, basically about being boundaries and setting boundaries and being authentic here. And she's actually, I think it looks like she's on the Phoenix there too, which is awesome. Defend your beliefs and decisions. So during this process of releasing old beliefs and values, we as a collective are going to be forming new beliefs and values. Okay, and the things that we learn are going to be in alignment with the newness of things that we are going to be participating in. Let's clarify the King of Wands. Well, King of Wands is clarified by the Two of Water. So this can be a coming together of energies. It says here, a relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness, the positive resolution of a conflict. And I feel like this is to do with inner conflict. Okay, we are, this thing about us changing, we are having to consolidate the past, and we are changing so that we can move forward into the future in a new way. Okay, so but we are understanding the relationship between, you know, our subconscious things that have been holding us back, and the connection that we have with the spirit that's going to help us to transcend and transform those things that have been holding us back, okay, that have been keeping us inauthentic, that have been causing us to, you know, put on facades and tick other people's boxes rather than our own, okay. So this is about coming into a greater connection with our higher self, with our soul, and this is what the empowerment is about. You know, it's consolidating that, okay, all our souls have gone through all this hard yakka stuff, but to not be down about that, to see it as a sign of power and understanding and compassion, okay, which is just, I really love that. Trying to clarify that energy there, because the King of Wands is, you know, he's definitely about empowerment, but he's also compassionate, okay. Compassion of self is what those two cards together are saying. You know, we need to forgive ourselves, be compassionate with ourselves, and allow ourselves to flow forward and to move into what it is that we need to move into. Let's clarify the Ace of Swords. Thanks, yeah. Well, that one's poking way out. So, you know, let's just grab that one. Wow. Balance. We have an archangel. I really love the major arcana in this deck. They're all archangels. Okay. Awesome. It says Archangel Zadkiel. Okay. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. Now, this could be really great for this time of the year too, because you know how sometimes in January at the start of a new year, things are in flux, and sometimes we get lots of new ideas and things that we want to do, and then we're dealing with maybe some other stuff that's coming up from the past, and we're kind of consolidating the previous year, and we're moving into the future year, and we're kind of like, some of us can be, you know, quite fired up about that. But this is just saying to be aware also to just... I guess in the name of authenticity, personal truth, clarity, even like peace and insight, is to just, at this time, I think Spirit's saying to just observe that it might be wise to exercise a bit of moderation. Okay, to not go to too much of an extreme, you know, try to avoid extremes of negativity and even to avoid extremes of, you know, positivity, if I can say that, you know. Or doing those crazy things that you might feel are expressions of your jubilation and exhilaration, but they could actually be potentially risky for you, okay, if that resonates, right? So the need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise, okay? So, yeah. And also about, you know, being a little careful, you know, a bit careful and selective about, you know, who you associate with and the types of things that you're going to be doing with those people, and just really observing that in the light of your personal truth, your personal values, and is associating with those people in alignment with your personal truth and your personal values, okay? Because it's a time here now where we're needing to be, you know, a bit careful about, I guess, sacrificing our own inner truth to such an extent that we kind of lose a grip on our personal truth, or that we, you know, we lose sight of it, okay? But Spirit's saying, yeah, you know, just... And obviously asking for support from Archangel Zadkiel could be helpful. It looks very much like the Temperance card there, very angelic. So also about, you know, balancing, getting into some spiritual practice or spiritual rituals that you like to do. Now, as I was shuffling, two cards have jumped out, and I feel like these are just extra guidance from Spirit here. Here we have the Empress, Archangel Gabriel. Lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. Yeah, really big on the nurturance at this time. Looking after self. If you feel like you're releasing some stuff, you know, just simplify things for a bit. You know, don't put too much on your plate. Just pull back from things if you feel like you need to pull back. To just have some time for yourself, okay? Really beautiful, Archangel Gabriel. Also helpful for emotional regulation as well. Emotional healing, Archangel Gabriel. And here we have the King of Water. Wow. I really love this card in the deck, tarot deck generally as well. It says trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. So trustworthy and compassionate, we did talk about the King of Wands having compassion as well. So, you know, extending that compassion towards ourselves. Okay, if we are struggling to be authentic and we feel like we have to tick other people's boxes, particularly at this time of the year, I think Spirit's saying, you know, we can still extend care and compassion to others, but we need to do that for ourselves as well. Okay, take some time out, do some consolidation, you know, do some reflection on the year that's gone by, and, you know, really just, you know, I guess contemplate your future. And this one here is, you know, the Three of Wands. Beautiful, you know, making some plans, you know, for the new year. Perhaps just plot out your next 6 to 12 months, roughly, you know, if that resonates. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. And it says charity work. But once again, there's this idea of balance, okay? The need for balance and moderation. So if we're extending compassion and care to others, we do that with balance and moderation. Okay, we don't do that at the expense of taking time out for ourselves if we feel that we really need it, or if we feel that our energetic boundaries have been overstepped and that we are now going into emotional depletion. Okay, it's okay to pull back, rebalance that, and to just, you know, move back into your own alignment. Okay, do some grounding here. Okay, connect with spirit, connect with nature, can be really helpful as well. I really love those cards. They're awesome. How are we going? We've got 30 minutes. You know what? We've got 2 cards to clarify here. Let's just do the 10 of Cups, and then we'll do the Chariot, and then we'll finish up. You know, but I think overall we're generally releasing a lot of subconscious stuff at this time. But we're doing it with a positive mindset now because we know what we're moving towards. Okay. And that is clarity. It's clarity, peace, and spiritual connection. Okay. With our higher selves and with others, and yeah, stepping into our personal abundance, our personal empowerment. Okay. 10 of Cups. Let's clarify that now. This reading is very positive for the collective at this time, so I'm thanking Spirit for that. Wow, Page of Earth. Just to clarify the 10 of Cups. So let's read that. Scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Yeah, and I think patience is the thing here for us at this time as well. Okay, it says good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. Well, isn't that interesting? Just below this card, we actually had the Page of Pentacles as well, Page of Earth. So, you know, we did mention about learning something new. So if you feel inspired to learn something new, take on a study course, do something that you've always been interested in but haven't had the time, energy, or money to do it. Maybe you do now. So, you know, if that resonates. And, you know, just being patient, you know, with yourself as well. And, yeah, and, you know, taking one step at a time. Okay. Doing the being or depending on yourself to take those steps that you need to take. Okay. All these steps here are going to actually help you with emotional fulfillment. Okay. As well. Let's clarify the Chariot to finish. And, okay. Well, strangely enough, we had that card jumped out first. Let's grab this one. Wow. The Star. Oh my goodness. That's so cool. Just to clarify the Chariot. So, collective, this is so awesome because we are literally moving forward into our dream life. Okay, it says here, Archangel Jophiel, happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans on the right path. Okay, so once again, we have this thing about making plans. And isn't that interesting?